Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Gentlemen Gaming Podcast. Tonight's show topic, Shovel Night.
For Shovelry.
For Shovelry, indeed. I'm your host, Mike, in a new location. It's scary. I don't like change. But anyway, joined by usual faces, John. John the Silent, we call him tonight.
Hello.
Hi.
Fixed it.
Other usual face, Dom.
Hi.
Hi. And not so usual face.
What a usual face that is.
And not so usual face, Nikki.
Hi.
Hi. So what's up, guys?
It's a perfect day.
Really?
For Shovelry.
For
Yeah.
Shovelry.
I'm glad I spent it with you.
What?
Tell me more.
Such a perfect day.
It just keeps me hanging on.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get to the chorus eventually.
I like it.
That was the chorus.
Yep.
Alright, so for Shovelry, what the hell is Shovel Knight? Well, until
It's
recently.
like the best indie game ever.
Yes, it pretty much is. It
Pretty
was
much.
extreme success on Kickstarter, which can only be said for a few games previously. I think the other one I know of off the top of my head is FTL. I think Shovel Knight did far better, though, on their Kickstarter.
Yeah, they hit like every stretch goal and then just were like, we can't keep adding stretch goals, I'm sorry.
It's like, we're sorry, it will delay our development.
Yeah.
So much.
Mm-hmm. So it was released June of 2014, so it's been out for a year and some, and it was released for the PC 3DS, Wii U, PS3, 4, Vita, Xbone, came in April of 2015. So Shovel Knight is on pretty much anything you would want.
It's not on the original Wii.
Alright, it's not on the original. I did said pretty much anything you would have right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
yeah,
nice.
I mean, it's so easy to get. Like, there's no reason not to have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And as you have seen from our intro, those were scenes from the game. It's meant to mimic classic platformers from the NES era, and anybody who's played Mega Man, Castlevania, Mario, Metroid, any of that sort of stuff, you might be familiar with it.
There's one very, very important one that you left out.
Go on.
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
It is very
Right.
heavily influenced from DuckTales.
Yep. That cane bounce is basically
the
the
cane
shovel
bounce.
bounce.
Mm-hmm.
They also said it came from Zelda 2, where Link had the down stab, because that was a side-scrolling Zelda.
Yeah.
So they said it was between DuckTales and Zelda 2. That they were like, okay, well, he's going to bounce with his shovel.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, but the company, Yacht Club Games, part of the team worked on the remaster of DuckTales, didn't they?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so
They had
very,
ideas.
very heavily influenced. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. To stick with the style, it's 8-bit graphics. Similar to the NES color palette, but they expanded it. So
yeah, it's somewhere.
Yeah, they actually
It seems
they
like
had
it's
to
stuck,
because
it seems like it's stuck somewhere between 8-bit and 16-bit.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's like
because the deal was, well, yeah, it's like 16 8-bit kind of thing.
Yeah.
They had to, just because of the biggest thing was because if you gave enough money on Kickstarter, you could have your face included in the Hall of Champions in game.
Yep.
And you'd have like a little 8-bit portrait of yourself, and there's a million different skin tones in the world, so they were like, well, we can't just stick with a strict color palette like that, because we're not going to be able to capture everyone's faces.
Right.
And there's also like a horseman, and there's no other way to make a horseman without the proper browns.
It's true.
It's necessary. Percy would not be Percy, the horseman, without his browns. So no one knows what I'm talking about, but you have to assume I'm right.
We're assuming. So
You just keep me hanging on.
my God. Unlike most 8-bit games of the day, this one has a well-written storyline and dialogue. Now, I'm not saying other games didn't have well-written stories, it's just that when you played them on NES, the stories were absent or really non-existent.
The original DuckTales had such a great story to it.
Mm-hmm. You went to space, and then you went to the not space, and you went...
Places you went.
But once again, these people that worked on DuckTales here, they incorporated a really good story into the DuckTales remaster that did not exist before.
Yeah.
So they knew how important the element of storytelling is to the game. So.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the story in Shovel Knight isn't like, there is a twist at the end, a bit of a twist.
A twist.
Which I'm not going to spoil, because if you guys haven't played it yet,
Phenomenal
and that goes to chat, because...
I know what it is.
Yeah. So there's a really big, really cool twist at the end, and the dialogue is usually hilarious. All of the characters are very eccentric and fun. Especially, my favorite's the bard in town, who you give your music sheets to, and he'll play any of the music from the game for you. But he's just like so damn happy all the time.
He's a
I love
bard.
him. And the Gotician, who just is like turning his page, writing notes, and then eating the page.
Oh, he's an actual goat.
Yeah, he's a goat man.
Okay.
He's
He eats
he's a
paper.
mathematician goat.
I like it.
Just,
Math goat. Okay, so let's get into gameplay. So the gameplay is based around the Shovel Knight's shovel. That's duh. Using swings and downward strikes, and you can dig up dirt for, as John says, fat loots.
I did say that. So the whole core of the shovel bounce, like we mentioned before, is like probably the best way to attack in the game, honestly, because swinging your shovel isn't always the best thing to do.
I mean, unless you have that one armor upgrade that treats it like Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, where it shoots it. Well, that's not an armor upgrade. That's just a shovel upgrade.
I thought that was only with a certain set of armor.
No, you can. It's just a shovel blade. You shoot the ground spark. If you have full health, you'll shoot a spark along the ground, like in Zelda. But a lot of the time, you're going to be shovel bouncing on people because you can chain it, you can bounce around and get in the air, and you need it for mobility. For platforming, it's super important to get places. You need to bounce on your shovel on things. And the loot part is you gotta get gold. You can't. There's no lives in this game, so you just amass gold throughout the level. And if
like
you die,
the Hedgehog, kind of.
Okay.
Except good. No, I'm really kidding. So if you die, you just lose gold. And if you get back to the place you were, you can get it back. But if you die again, that first gold you lost is now gone. So there is incentive to not die, but you technically have as many tries as you need. And they're fairly generous with checkpoints in the game.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Although.
One
thing, though, the checkpoints, you can destroy them if you want. So you lose the checkpoint, but you get extra loot.
Oh.
So it's a little bit of...
There's actually a challenge to destroy every checkpoint in the game, so...
Yeah.
Jesus. And some of these loots we've mentioned, I think, a couple of them. Relics to expand gameplay. The propeller dagger and the flare rod are the examples I was given. And the propeller dagger. Yeah,
so that essentially... it's one of the last ones you get. And it essentially lets you air dash with a dagger straight out, and it's a dagger with a little prop on it, and you can like air dash with it. It's super cool. The flare rod, you shoot like a fireball. There's an anchor, you could throw it kind of like the axe in Castlevania, kind of like in an arc like that. And these are all permanent items you have, so it just costs mana. So you have like a mana pool, and if you run out, you can't use it anymore. There's like the phase locket, which is...
How many buttons are used to play the game?
2 or 3, depending on how you map it. So you have jump and shovel, the D-pad, or the control stick, or whatever. You can map the relics to, like, Y, or whatever the equivalent of the top button is, or you can just press up and shovel to use the relic, but most people just use the third button.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I was curious how it would work on Nintendo.
Yeah, so you would just press up B, and then it would... But there's lots. I mean, there's some items that are like very narrowly useful. Like there's this cogwheel, which is basically like the spinner from Zelda: The Twilight Princess. You know, use it in like one dungeon and that's it. But then there's like the phase locket, which gives you temporary invulnerability for like 3 seconds, and that's just like run across the spikes, champ. Just go, just spam and go.
Spam and go.
Yeah, so I don't know, it gave me like a Zelda feel getting those items. Because it's like, you know, when you get the bow and arrow in a Zelda game, like you use it everywhere. So like,
yeah,
it was kind of cool. Like you get the flare rod, it shoots a fireball. When is that not going to be useful?
This game, honestly, to me, seems like a cross between DuckTales and Zelda.
And, yeah, and it's got the map for Mario 3 to boot. So
yeah,
not bad. So, on top of all that, there's tons of hidden areas, collectibles that you can find throughout the game, and on top of that, there are bonus stages that are similar to the ones in Super Mario Bros. 3, and other challenge levels that require you to use specific relics to get through them.
Yeah, so those are kind of like, you know, there's this item called the Dust Knuckle, which sounds really gross, but it's this big gauntlet that he wears on his fist, and you can punch through dirt blocks and float through the air if there's dirt blocks in front of you. So there's one challenge where like the whole level is basically just floating patches of dirt that you have to try to punch through and not fall. So stuff like that. And then like, you know how in Mario 3 they were like the wandering Hammer Bros and Boomerang Bros and stuff on the map? There's enemies like that'll pop up, and it's like a little mini stage where you have to like go fight them.
and some of them are pretty challenging.
It's really fun.
I hated those levels as a kid.
Yeah, they're not easy sometimes.
I mean, it's like when you run across the Hammer Brothers on Mario and you don't have a power up and you're stuck as small Mario. They're kind of challenging, but you know, if you have the right tool, you know what to do. They're not so bad.
Yeah. In this game, most of those are push-along levels, which are just, like, delightful, let me tell you.
Push-along level is my favorite thing.
Huh.
Yeah. So, I take it this is the Mega Man similarity. You must battle with against 8 knights. The King, the Spectre, the Treasure, the Play... Okay, so the King Knight...
Yes, King Knight.
King Knight.
He is a pompous douchebag.
Okay. So King Knight, Spectre Knight, Treasure Knight, Plague Knight, Mole Knight, like a mole digging under the ground, that's interesting, Polar Knight, Propeller Knight, and Tinker Knight.
Tinker Knight is God.
Propeller Knight sounds hilarious.
Propeller Knight...
King Knight looks fabulous. Like
King Knight is fabulous. He is the sassiest bitch. He stole... Okay, so the best part is he's actually going to be a playable character at some point.
Wonderful.
Which is amazing. He and
I hope
Spectre
they're all
Knight
playable characters at some point.
That's what I think is going to happen at some point. They're all
You know what? Make them into amiibos. All of them.
Don't do it.
Don't. No,
Yeah, do
I'll
it.
be so broke.
No.
Yeah,
no,
do
no,
it.
No.
Can you imagine a little Plague Knight amiibo? Guy's so cute. Come on.
I would die if they made a Plague Knight amiibo.
We're already getting a Shovel Knight amiibo.
Mm-hmm.
Which
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I mean, and I really wish that they would have made a Shield Knight amiibo as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be nice. But
so on top.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, you know, all of the knights are all like, they all are very interesting and different. Like they all have very cool personalities. Like I mentioned, King Knight's a pompous douchebag. Spectre Knight is like, you know, the Grim Reaper of the knights, and then you get like someone like Tinker Knight who isn't really good at anything. Really, his initial boss battle just starts with him running at you, and he's this tiny little fella. He's like this big on the screen, and he just runs at you and tries to throw his wrench and trips and falls on his face, and you beat the shit out of him.
Oh.
And then he activates his giant mech suit, and then stop beating the shit out of him.
Huh.
And the game changes. Yeah, he's probably. Yeah, the biggest jerk is definitely King Knight, though. He is just so proud of himself.
King Knight.
It kind of reminds me of King Richard from Gallivant.
Oh, I can't wait for that show
That's
to
a
come
good
back.
analogy to him. Yeah, he is just like him. And the funny thing is, like, Polar Knight is the only one who's, like, not a douche, because he actually has some history with Shovel Knight, which I don't want to get into really, but I don't want to ruin anything. But, like, he actually is very interesting as a character, I think, because he's the only other knight besides Black Knight that uses a shovel. So, you know, well, it's a snow shovel, so it's better than yours. But
it's better. It shovels snow.
Yeah.
Yours is just a general purpose shovel.
I mean, I know who I'm calling this winter to shovel my driveway. Just put it that way.
I mean, yeah.
Good
Propeller
enough.
Knight, right?
I would probably call William H. Macy to play the shoveler.
No, I'm going to get Polar Knight, clearly, to make more snow.
Clearly.
More snow.
So,
that whole show.
The other knight to round out this one is the Black Knight. And he is the rival to Shovel Knight, similar to Proto Man to Megaman. Pretty much the same thing going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty much you. Like, he has a shovel, you know, similar-ish armor, but black and red. But he can shoot lasers out of his shovel because he's better than you a little bit. But he's like the one of the bigger antagonists in the story.
And his quest is to defeat the evil enchantress.
She looks hot.
She is hot.
She's a hot mess. That's what she is.
Also, a terribly difficult boss.
Yeah, it did not look easy. I watched some videos on it, and it just didn't look easy at all.
Yeah. So the thing is, Shovel Knight's trying to kill or defeat the Enchantress, and then Black Knight's trying to protect her for, you know, plot reasons.
Plot reasons.
Plot reasons.
Plot reasons.
So many reasons.
So many reasons.
I like raisins.
So
yeah, that's a general overview of our happy little game called Shovel Knight. Now, I think it's one of John's favorite games ever. If you can't tell. Anyway, moving on here, we have a video question, as usual, from Jakeinator. One day, okay, I hope not. He has yet to fail to deliver a video question, and I'm happy with that. So we're going to go to our segment and take a break with Jake right about now.
When that happens, I'll make the video question.
Salutations, Serious Gentleman Gaming. This is Jakeinator, and I'm feeling a bit under the weather, so sorry about that. Hopefully I'm not dying, and this is the Plague Knight that got to me. I have some questions for you. First of all, have you played the game? Second question, if you haven't played the game, what is wrong with you? And third question, what do you think is the most interesting or creative or fun boss knight you are fighting in either the original or in the Plague Knight DLC? If you excuse me, I will need a refill of a rum toddy, which is about 20% rum and 80% tea. I got the mug right here. Yeah, I might need a new bottle of rum after this one. Jakeinator out. High fall. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at your Coops too, right here, so you can see these videos before they air. Checking it out.
Alright, so, video question from Jake. First question, have you played the game? I have not.
I have not either. But I've looked into it, so I'm not completely... Yeah, I feel weird. Things have changed.
Something's wrong here.
But yeah, I haven't played, but I've looked into it.
I unfortunately have not played myself. I've watched quite a bit on it. I watched all the Game Grumps dealings with Shovel Knight, And I mean, it's only fitting since they were the ones that announced the Shovel Knight Amiibo. But I will be getting it for the Wii U when I get my hands on the Amiibo.
All right. The second question. If not, what the hell is wrong with you?
It would be a much shorter list to list off what is not wrong with me. And that is nothing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things wrong with me.
Yeah. I mean, John has words for all of us right now.
But they're not coming through because he muted himself for the question.
They're muted.
He's muted again?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to say this in the best way possible. The reason I don't get why people don't play I always tell people, like, look, this game is like, I've been telling people for the past year, this game is amazing. You have to play it. Like, seriously, it's one of the best games I've ever played in my life. I've said it to all of the people I know, and then one person actually did it. I was like, does no one believe me? I don't. It's like,
no, I believe you, John. I believe you, and I would have played it a long time ago, but I've been really busy, and funds have been rather tight at the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, don't buy your Slim Jims for a week. Buy Shovel Knight.
Okay,
yeah, no,
fair enough.
I will be getting it. I'll be getting it for the Wii U, because I have to get the Shovel Knight Amiibo, and then the Shovel Knight Amiibo is just going to look really lonely if I don't have any game to use him with. So
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to take the same road.
So,
yeah.
Now, the big reason why I'm pushing it now is because the new big DLC just came out a couple days ago. Well, a little more than that now.
Right.
But
Jake mentioned it, and we should cover it. But first, I need someone to yell "change places."
Change places.
What is this, a Chinese fire drill?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm back to normal. This is great.
So,
hi.
How you doing, top right? Good.
John, we crossed the diagonal.
Across the prime meridian.
It's scary. Anyway, before we answer part 3 of Jake's question, Plague of Shadows DLC. It stars Plague Knight as the playable character, with completely new mechanics compared to the game Shovel Knight originally. It revolves around his alchemy skills, making bombs using arcana and burst jumping. And
I'm just gonna say that sounds amazing. Since I haven't played Shovel Knight, I'm totally sold now.
So the thing is with him is, like, you have 3 different parts for your bombs. So you can customize the powder inside the bomb, the casing that it's in, and the fuse length.
So cool.
And also, there's just randomly different fuses that just do crazy things. So, like, let's say you start the game with the bounce casing, which means the bomb bounces on the ground. You have the black powder, which just is a normal explosion. Then the normal fuse, which is kind of a mid-lead thing. So there's, like, short fuse, a long fuse, an impact fuse. There's one that makes it float in the air like a sentry turret and fly into enemies when they get close. There's all sorts of powders. There's this one powder that lets you, like it explodes into, like, a fire wave on the ground. There's a powder that makes these 2 little traveling fireballs trace along surfaces, and all sorts of cool stuff that you don't even actually have to use if you don't want to. But for different situations, you can, on the fly, right in the middle of the level, just pause, switch your bombs out, and switch the parts out, and make a new bomb for the situation you need. That's super cool.
Now, does Plague Knight get his own, like, story, or is it just
absolutely
retrofitted? Okay, awesome.
It's his own plot. It fits in with Shovel Knight's story completely. It actually happens sort of alongside it. He's, for the most part, maybe a little bit ahead of Shovel Knight in certain places, maybe, and sometimes a little bit behind Shovel Knight. He has his own story, his own hub world. I don't want to go into too much of it because it's really funny.
But I'm assuming all the levels are the same?
The levels are mostly the same. There are special... Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The levels are basically the same, except there are special Plague Knight-only areas that he can get to. And they're large sections of puzzles and platforming and stuff made for him to get his. He's collecting these cipher coins.
That's awesome.
To expand his research.
Huh.
So, yeah, it's free. It's free with the game. If you get it right now, you get this for free.
That's pretty awesome. Says it was part of a stretch goal.
Yeah.
And also
So
included a challenge mode for both characters.
Yeah, challenge mode's scary. They're timed and they're stressful.
How much DLC do they plan on releasing?
There's going to be, so this is the first set. The next set's going to be for Spectra Night. You're going to get a whole campaign for Spectra Night.
Ooh.
And then you're going to get a whole campaign for King Knight. So far, that's what they're planned. And they're going to plan a versus mode where you can actually fight each other. And they're going to actually supposedly put in all of the knights to play as in the versus mode, which is going to be amazing. And so a gender swap mode, which is apparently going to make Shovel Knight a lady and Shield Knight a dude.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because I was looking at Shovel Knight the first time, when I saw Shovel Knight, I was like, what if Shovel Knight's a girl? Because I was like, the way the armor is, you can't really tell if it has a chest or not. So
yeah,
I was like, I bet that's a girl. I thought they were going to pull like a Metroid on us. And then
yeah,
all the dialogue, it kept referring to Shovel Knight as he. So I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's kind of cool.
But there will be that mode eventually where you can just play as Lady Shovel Knight and you'll have Dude Shield Knight there.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah.
So before we move on, part 3 of Jake's question: who is your favorite boss from either the original game or the DLC?
Plague Knight.
Plague Knight is definitely the cutest, but I mean, I've watched some Enchantress videos. She looks like an amazing fight, and the one that I'd like to try is actually the special boss from the PlayStation version.
Kratos.
You fight Kratos.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Why the hell not?
Because you unlock his goddamn armor if you beat him.
Exactly.
And you
can
do chain strikes.
I'm just gonna say Xbox got the better deal when it came to exclusive bosses.
They got Battletoads.
Yeah,
You can fight the Battletoads.
And that's only because Rare moved over to Xbox as opposed to Nintendo. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the thing. People are like, well, what's Nintendo getting? What's Steel? They got the Amiibo.
Yeah, they got the Amiibo.
Right?
Well, it's not just the Amiibo. Like, the Amiibo, you get it and unlocks co-op mode.
Yeah.
Which does not exist in any of the other versions.
No.
Ooh,
co-op mode. Huh.
Yeah. So, do you know, John, for co-op mode, are you playing as 2 Shovel Knights or just one unlock Shield Knight?
You are, as far as I know, it's 2 Shovel Knights. Yeah.
Okay.
I can only imagine how co-op mode is going to be, because there's some platforming, like puzzles, that require enemies to be there to platform off of.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you have to bounce and shit off of enemies and, like, those, even just bubbles in the air. Like, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Well, the bubbles come back, don't they?
Yeah.
So the bubbles, yeah, the bubbles are okay. You could just have your, waiting, or maybe if one person walks off screen, the other person just automatically follows. That would kind of be a little cheap way out of it, but
yeah, like a Kirby kind of thing where they just ricochet to you.
Yeah, like a Kirby or New Super Mario Brothers U or whatever.
I mean, the thing is, the reason you couldn't play as Shield Knight is because, like, the whole plot of the game is him looking for her.
Yeah, that's true. But they could change it for co-op mode. Yeah, they might have to change some of the platforming puzzles.
I don't. That's the thing, but they were saying, they were advertising it as like you just touch the Amiibo and they hop right in. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work exactly.
Yeah. Sounds interesting.
Yeah,
either way they go.
So. Very curious how they're going to pull that off. So, Nintendo. There has been support to Nintendo and from Nintendo for Yacht Club games. We already mentioned the Amiibo as being one big deal. Initially, Yacht Club Games wanted to support Nintendo with their game, and it was going to be exclusive mostly to Nintendo. But they
minus the PC.
Yeah, minus the PC.
Well, not like, I mean, it was like timed exclusivity like they do nowadays. Nintendo did get it a whole year ahead of everybody else, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, except for PC, but
right. We already covered co-op mode from the Amiibo and the fact that the Amiibo exists, and will work for future Nintendo titles and other products. Now, here's the question that I love in here: will we see Shovel Knight in Super Smash Bros.?
God, I hope so.
It was the highest fan-voted character to be added.
Yeah, like
And
Sakurai opened it, the voting, and Shovel Knight won by a landslide.
I remember reading about that when it happened.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be real. It has to be.
See, the one thing that worries me is that they announced it as like a Yacht Club game amiibo. It's the first third-party amiibo that's it's just being it's being produced, manufactured, and marketed by Yacht Club Games, but it's being licensed and sold by Nintendo. So you'll find it in all the same stores. You're going to find the rest of the amiibos and everything like that. So that's not an issue. But it's under its own series. It's the Yacht Club's Games Shovel Knight series. It's not under the Super Smash Bros. Series. So that's what's got me worried there. That's not to say it won't happen, but does that mean now if Shovel Knight gets announced for Smash Brothers, are they going to come out with an official Nintendo Smash Brothers pose Shovel Knight figure?
Probably.
I'll take two.
Because they've done that. Like there's two Bowsers. I have one of them. I have the one with the red base from the Super Mario Brothers franchise, but there's also one with the gray black base, whatever. From the Super Smash Brothers series, and he's a little bit of a grittier kind of Bowser and like a more of a fighting stance, slight. It's almost exactly the same stance actually for Bowser. A lot of the other characters are different. Like Mario in Smash Brothers has the fireball that he's shooting, which is a very Smash Brothers type of fighting stance, and the Mario Brothers series Mario, he's just kind of standing there doing like a Mario pose, like I don't know. So, yeah.
That kind of Mario pose. So, another question posited here. What other indie or non-Nintendo characters would you like to see in Amiibo form?
Well, out of the third-party characters that we have so far, we have Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
We have Megaman.
Yeah.
And
Sonic, technically.
Sonic, yes.
Technically Sonic, yeah.
And we will be getting Ryu from Street Fighter.
At some point.
Very, very soon-ish. But
I mean, are we going with just games that are on Nintendo made by not Nintendo?
I mean, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, what other... could we see, because Binding of Isaac just came out on Nintendo consoles, could we see, like, Binding of Isaac characters just show up as amiibos or something?
Isaac,
like,
or,
yeah.
I was thinking Monster Hunters for the Wii, maybe get one of the Hunters or something, or one of the monsters while we're at it.
Yeah, like, how cool would that be?
That'd be really different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean...
And
if with...
Even just more knights.
Have it link... If you do the Monster Hunter thing, have it link up somehow to the next Monster Hunter release, because that game is wickedly popular in Japan and growing here. There's the idea. Release the Monster Amiibos, and when you scan it, you have to now fight it. Make it like a variant or something. With that. Yeah, I don't know. What else?
Yeah,
what others?
That'd be really cool.
See, not necessarily a third party or anything, but I still want Nintendo to make your Miis, so you could print them.
Customize them and stuff. Yeah, I was just gonna say
that'd be amazing.
That is a great idea.
Fill out a form, say I want these eyes and this face, and
because I know for a fact Shigeru Miyamoto has his Mii as an amiibo in his office.
But
so.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah,
he's kind of the boss.
Yeah, but still. So I'd like to see that. But like I want to see more functionality from the amiibos in general. Like I kind of want them to function the way like Disney Infinity has like a toy box, like a sandbox kind of thing that you could just mess around with all of them. Like I would love to see them in there, and like I'm hoping Shovel Knight has compatibility with Mario Maker. Like I would love to see an 8-bit Shovel Knight in yeah. Look at John. Look at John.
A little
right there.
sprite. Yeah, that'd be so cute.
So.
That'd be adorable.
There's a couple games that I would actually like to see some amiibos for, just for like collection purposes, just because that's kind of my deal. The NPCs from Fantasy Life, some of those characters are so lovable and unforgettable. You want to hug them all. So if they were amiibo size, you could just hold them real close.
See, now we're kind of getting a little sidetracked here, but I'm gonna make one more. Square Enix needs to partner up with Nintendo again and make Super Mario RPG 2, and they all need to have amiibos.
Yes! Please!
Gino
Amiibos.
can finally be real. And Mallow. And it'll be great.
I'm gonna go play that game again. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll figure out a way to stream it, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Man, I love that game. That is like one of my favorite damn games ever.
If that ever came back and there were amiibos for it, that would be the start of the great Amigo Wars. 2016.
Yeah.
That would
imagine getting your hands on them though. Their amiibos are so just coveted.
I mean, the only thing that's gonna really rival that is when Disney Infinity decides to do Kingdom Hearts.
And then the world's just gonna explode.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was distracted by the cat being adorable in Nikki's frame. Yeah, I'm talking to you over there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
actually, Jake brings up a good point.
Yeah.
The music in Shovel Knight.
I do want to talk about, really, I didn't mention it in the notes, but the music in Shovel Knight is impeccably good.
It's phenomenal.
They even got the original writer of Megaman's music to come in and write the song for Propeller Knight stage.
That's cool.
Like,
that's awesome.
That's how much shit they got going together. Like, the soundtrack is astoundingly good 8-bit music.
And I find that indie developers spare no expense for soundtracks, it seems, and sound effects and music, because FTL has one of the best soundtracks for an indie game I've ever heard.
Well,
I mean,
Starbound.
If the indie game gets the kickstarting funds, like they end up with way more money than they expected, and they're able to do stuff like that. Stuff that's like beyond their dreams and stuff, because they're the fans. Like they're fans making a game, and they understand the value of fan service.
Yeah,
so
true.
It's not like a corporation that's coming along and making a game for money. That's not what the creators of Shovel Knight did. They made a game for fans of games.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to pay attention to stuff like that, unlike a company would.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the long and short of it.
Yeah.
The cool thing is that Plague Knight even brought like 14. No, like God, there's like 20 new songs in the game now. There's like more new music, which is crazy. But they just got more. They wrote more wonderful, wonderful music, and I applaud them for it because, my God.
Now, if I understand, I heard that we're getting Shield Knight as a playable character at some point.
I don't know. Probably just for the versus mode that they were talking about.
I heard it's getting a story campaign.
She might. I don't know. It would be very interesting, considering all she has are shields.
Yeah, it would kind of
I'm
have
just
to be
curious.
a little bit of a prequel-ish.
Or a sequel.
Could it? Yeah, maybe.
You could slay people with a shield. I mean,
Shield smash people.
you
you hit someone hard enough with the shield, you can knock them on
They'll
their
go down.
ass.
You
Yeah,
can
you're
knock.
right.
I could see some really cool stuff with frisbeeing your shield and jumping
If
off
she
your
has
shield.
a whole bunch of
Yeah.
shields, she
Captain
can
America stuff.
Yeah.
put them on it as a sled.
Yeah.
Send it down a mountain.
Exactly. Screaming down a mountain.
So if it is that, it's going to have its own areas, because I don't see them working very well in the current Shield Knight or Shovel Knight areas.
Look, I didn't think Plague Knight was going to work in Shovel Knight's areas, but as it turns out, he can basically triple jump. He has one jump. He has two. He has a double jump, and then he has the burst jump, which is like he charges up his alchemical power and bursts and explodes and shoots off in a direction. Mm-hmm. So there's even sections of the game where like it was challenging with Shovel Knight and Plague Knight's just like, yep, sup, boom, gone.
Bye.
Like I gotta go
into the
like there was this. There's these one level in a Polar Night stage where there's these platforms, like these the weirdest thing in the game. It's like these frozen bird statues with like little ice, like a little icy bottom platform that you stand on. Mm-hmm. And Shovel Knight hits it with his shovel and it shoots it forward and it vomits rainbows. I don't know. And you have to like, smack it with your shovel and ride through the area. And I got to that with Plague Knight and I tried bombing it. I tried burst jumping on it. I'm like, the platform doesn't work. What do I do? Oh. And I just had to, you got to go for it. You got to just burst jump and stuff. And like, it was like, okay, all right. So I think they said that there were like maybe minor alterations to the stages, like maybe, moving an enemy a little bit to make it a little better for him. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. They pulled it off.
That's pretty good.
I'm curious how they're going to do Spectra Night, because Spectra Night can fly.
Right.
So I don't know how that's going to work.
It might be some kind of hover system. They might only allow him to fly for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Kind of like Princess Peach in Mario 2.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, given the Peach treatment.
Or Super Peach for, what was that?
The DS. Yes, maybe. Yeah. Speaking of Spectre Knight, they actually, if you guys get the Plague Knight thing and finish it, they actually teased his story a little bit in the ending. So it was just like, oh, tantalizing.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil the twist either, because John really does not want that spoiled, but I'm not surprised by the twist. I'm going to say that I think anybody that's following the story kind of can expect
figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, oh, and I did want to mention, for those of you who are going to get this game, maybe, because I've convinced you, because I'm so persuasive, you don't get Plague Knight right away unless you beat the game with Shovel Knight first, but there's a cheat code that Yacht Club gave us in case you just want to jump right in. So
yeah, didn't they release like 50 different cheat codes to the Kickstarter people?
Yeah.
Now, do they work even if you weren't part of the Kickstarter group?
Yeah. There's all sorts of weird stuff, like, big head mode, start with these sets of items and blah, blah, blah. You can't get, like, achievements or anything for it, but you can just dick around if you want.
But there are, like, some crazy challenges and stuff in the games that work like achievements.
There are cheat codes that people don't even know what they do yet.
Yeah.
Still.
Okay.
But yes, there are plenty of, well, they call them feats in this game. They're, your achievements, but they're a lot of fun to get. Listening to all the puns from the Pun Frog.
The Pun Frog.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
That is a
worthy.
That takes determination and skill to handle those puns.
Yeah.
Dom,
if you guys could possibly guess who my favorite character is, I'm
obviously
the Pun Frog.
Just saying.
He's in the basement of the inn in the town, so hit him up.
Okay. I know where to avoid now.
Whoa!
He'll bury you with his jokes.
She's the anti-pun.
No, she loves
puns. No, I'm not.
So.
I just made one, so.
Yeah, exactly. Shovel Knight. Pretty, straightforward. Fantastic game. That I've watched much of and haven't played because I'm an idiot.
And now it's super accessible, so you have no excuse.
You'll have to do what I'm doing and just get it for the Wii.
My excuse is no damn time.
Yeah. I hear that.
But I'll work on it.
You're going to have to get it for the Wii because as your wife is going to start collecting the Animal Crossing Amiibos, she's going to just end up catching the Amiibo bug, and it's not going to stop at Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's, Bowser Jr. is so adorable. I need to get him too. And then, oh, look, there's Pac-Man, and I really like Mega Man, and Mega Man's gonna work on the 3DS and unlock new challenges in the 25th anniversary, whatever it is, game now. So I have to get Mega Man, and that's what that's gonna turn into.
And thus, the cycle.
Yep. I still have to hook my Wii up. Just moved. I gotta find a place for that keyboard too.
Mike has not been using his Wii.
Not at all.
Nope.
Not as often as he should.
Anyway, if there's nothing else, is there anything else?
For Shovelry.
For Shovelry, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get digging.
So, in the name of Shovelry.
Hi-ho.
Hi-ho.
Such a perfect day.
Damn it, Dom, you ruined it. John, where can they find you?
You can find me keeping on hanging on Dom's every word. And also on Twitter at No More No More. Truffle King is God.
Dom, where can they find you?
You can find me drinking sangria in the park on there XAZTA with an underscore on the Twitters, and twitch.tv/Zista without the underscore, and I'll let Mike tell us where you can find all of us after.
Alright, I'll get to that. Nikki, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter. Okay, just Twitter. None of that goofy stuff that they're talking about. At LadyVenom24. LadyYVENOM.
We try to say.
You don't feed animals in the zoo?
No, man. I don't want to get my hand bit off.
You can find me on Twitter.
You know what? They won't bite it off, but it'll just be hanging on.
You just made me forget myself.
Anyway, Twitter at Thilladrin, Twitch at Thilladrin, and as Dom said, you can find us all somewhere, and that somewhere is the As Seen on TV podcast. It is ASO TV podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and MySpace, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. We're just starting our fall season, and our heads are going to explode.
Yep.
Hell, right before this, they did Gotham podcast. Which, yeah, that's back. So you can follow us there for some podcasts for some great TV shows. Mm-hmm. And you can find us here every Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern for varying topics of gaming. And if you want more specific, we have a World of Warcraft show on Sunday nights, this channel. Dom, what time did that change to?
I believe it's either 6 p.m. Central or 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that.
Follow us on Twitter at Serious Gents, and we'll keep you updated on that.
Mm-hmm.
Either way,
we'll just leave you hanging on.
I was gonna do it, but then you did it.
For Shovelry, we change places.
Such a perfect day, you just keep